Welcome back. As I told you, I was going to be doing this again. Did it this morning, and just gave you a little teaser, if you want to call it that. Here I am back. Still haven't changed. I will. Do have to go to work tonight, but you, my listening audience out there, those of you who encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing it not because of me, but I'm doing it because of you. And every time y'all tell me that y'all enjoy it, it just gives me the encouragement to keep doing what I'm doing. And yes, high school basketball scores this time. And we're also going to get into the trade. I know y'all have heard about it by now. I was up last night when the breaking news came out. I wouldn't have had to get up and go to church this morning. I probably would have went on and did a podcast about it last night right there on the spot. Look, I don't have to be the first to put a podcast out. Just put it out. Anyway, I want to look into some high school basketball scores. Pretty much a recap because this was mid-tournament week. Uh, there were some very interesting games. Uh, there were some quiz games. But it was this week. It was all about the girls and the different tournaments they were in. Uh, I'm not going to go through the complete rundown because I would have to start Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But there were some games of interest within the area. I am going to look back at some of these Thursday games with the girls' game as Andover pretty much had their way against Salina Central by the score of 66 to 27. As Bella Budara. Name y'all need to remember that name because she will be a household name as well too. Scored a game high 27 points for Andover, and Aaliyah Green, another household name, added 16. Uh, some more area games. Bishop Carroll 57, Newton 30. Avery McCory scored a game high 24 points for Bishop Carroll. Conway Springs outdueled Wichita North by the score of 53 to 30 as Macy Hartman scored 17 and Lane Hartman was Hartman girls 14 in Conway Springs win. Speaking of Conway Springs, every now and then I do a side gig job, and I was out in Conway Springs and ran into their athletic director. So I want to send a shout out to people at Conway Springs. Derby was in a fight with the Titans from Wichita South, but they overcame by the score of 47 to 42 as Suana Carter, a young lady when I seen her the first time, it was in the first game of the season against Andover. I was like, who was that? Because she was basically, how can I say it? She was into the game. It was like she's an underclassman, but it's like she was showing leadership quality. So I'm very high on her, and I want to put her name out there because I want y'all to keep an eye on Suana Carter. I believe she's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and she's under good leadership with Coach Chadwick and his staff. I believe he will get the best out of her. Matter of fact, I'll say it like this. I hope I'm not saying too much too fast, but I don't think I am in my assessment because today is going to come where Michaela Askew won't be there. And they've had the experience being without Michaela a few times. And they got a good class of upperclassmen still. But she is going to be that one. I believe you're going to be mentioning her name, not just here in the Derby, Wichita area, but her name is going to be synonymous throughout the state. That's just my analogy. Anyway, they overcame South by the scores 47-42 as Carter scored six of her game high 15 points in the fourth quarter in Derby's win. Kayla Askew scored 10. Mari Gary scored 14 to lead South, hitting 10 of 11 free throws, and Valentina Hart had 13 points. And some other scores, Gardner Edgerton 48, Goddard 46. Haven 42, Garden Plain 32, Hutchinson 45, Dodge City 27, Junction City 43, Salina South 26, Capon 66, Mill Valley 50 as Zoe Buckner Franklin. I don't think there's a game to go by where you don't want to know what did she do in the game. Well, all she did was score 24 points. And McCoy Feister, and I've been saying they get another score. I believe McCoy Feister is that one, had 13 for Cape. Manhattan knocked off Wichita Southeast by the score of 56 to 40. McPherson 50, Andover Central 47, as Brooke Doyle scored 19 points, hitting 6 of 10 shots, and had 12 rebounds. Riley Whitfield had 10 points, and Ellie Bauer had 8 rebounds. Andover Central's Reese Wilburn scored 14, Taylor Tabor 11, and Peyton Converse 10. I remember that duo because they kind of lit up Capon in the uh, AVCTL G-Wall showdown out at Hartman Arena. I mean, it was raining threes, and I think between the both of them, they shot at least 70% between the both of them at a high clip. So that's a duo to really keep your eye on. Emma Cooper and Kelsey Warswecki each had 5 rebounds. Tabor had 4 steals. So that's all I'm going to give you from Thursday. And these scores are courtesy of Vite Magazine and the one and only Joanna Chadwick, who is very relentless. So if you see her out at a basketball game, especially out there at Derby, tell her thanks because she works so relentless and so hard. And she's liable to tell you that it's not work, it's fun. Anyway, I'm going to shift around and we're going to look at Friday scores, hopefully, bring you up to speed because, like I say, the girls were in the tournaments and I want to give them their due proper respect. But there was also some boys' games on Friday, so I'm going to give you some of those. May South seemed like they're turning the corner as they knocked off Hutch by the score 54 to 81. Shout out to my good friend out there, Joe Jackson. Mulvane 56, Rose Hill 55. Remington 51, Central Christian 43. Southeast Saline 61, Ellsworth 58. West Elk 54, Udall 42. The game that had a lot of people buzzing, and still talking about, I'm pretty sure. Wichita Collegiate 104, Circle 89. AJ Batiste scored 27 points for Collegiate. Jaden Parker 25, Carter Drumright 18. Landon Boldra hit 6 threes and had 28 points for Circle. Keaton Konigsma had 17, and Keenan Boldra had 16. Now we go to the girls' side. These were games from Friday. Park City 65, Wichita Collegiate 31. Savannah Phillips had 19, and Kirslyn Wagner 13 for Ark City. Campus 56, Wichita North 39. North was led by Joanna Ross, who scored 17, and Aaron Purdue, who had 16. Cheney 45, Garden Plain 33, Circle 48, Mays 24. A matchup that I'm pretty sure had everybody's interest and everybody's attention. Derby 52, Wichita Heights 46. I never get to see these games in person. These are the type of matchups I would love to see in person. Derby 52, Wichita Heights 46, in a matchup of number 1 ranked Heights versus number 2 ranked Derby. Derby's Michaela Askew scored 15 of her game high 24 points. Seemed like she shines bright on the biggest of stages. And no, doesn't matter what the competition is. As a matter of fact, for the record, let me just say it like this. They played against Wichita Southeast, Wichita South, and now Wichita Heights. And they are 3-0 against the GWAL. Just want to put that observation out there. Anyway, Michaela Askew scored 15 of her game high 24 points and had 6 of her 11 rebounds in the final period. After an early 6-2 Heights lead, Derby took the lead midway through the open period and held it until Heights went on a 12-2 run to end the third quarter for the 34-30 lead. Askew led Derby as it opened the fourth quarter with a 13-1 run. Heights' Kamira Barber answered with 4 straight points, but Derby hit 9 of 12 free throws in the final 1 minute 23 to seal the win. Carly Demo had 6 rebounds for Derby and Askew 2 blocks. Kennedy Jackson scored 13 and Samaya Ellis 11 to lead Heights. Get back into regular league play starting, I do believe, Tuesday night. So we want to wish all the participants best of luck for the rest of the season because I believe that these tournament games get them geared up for the rest of the season and get ready for their version of March Madness. Ellsworth 49, southeast of Saline 39. Gardner 47, El Dorado 32. Halstead 38, Valley Center 32. Haven 41, Andale 31. Haven's Avery Bronner scored 20 and had 15 rebounds. Wow. And Sienna Dufresne scored 17. Heston 56, Beulah 40. Hillsboro 32, Minneapolis 20. Hutchinson Central Christian 55, Solomon 22. Lebo 42, Madison 28. Mays South 58, Capon 42. These are a battle of 5A schools, which I'm pretty sure they now have tape on each other because I'm pretty sure once Capon get things figured out and get the rolling, you might see that matchup again in 5A playoffs. Manhattan 48, McPherson 38. Mill Valley 58, Augusta 37. Mulvane 45, Conway Springs 41. As Mulvane's Olivia Ellis scored a team high 13 points. Brittany Peskel had 11 and Kylie Schwanke 10. Sadie Coaster led Conway Springs with 18 points. Olathe South 49, Hutchinson 19. St. Thomas Aquinas 63, Bishop Carroll 41. Remember that St. Thomas Aquinas team because that's the team that was notorious for 7 straight 5A state championships until they ran into Mays South last year. So I'm pretty sure they will be a player in 5A on the girls' side. Topeka 84, Wichita Northwest 45. Wichita East 52, Newton 18. Wichita Southeast, all right, mark this down. Wichita Southeast 57. Andover Central 49. I'm going to go somewhere with this, but let me give you this first. Southeast had 4 in double figures. Keisha Allen 13, Queen Chalmers 12. And I wonder if that Queen Chalmers might have any relationship ties to one Mario Chalmers. Camaria, I think I'm pronouncing it right, Marcy 11, Lana Webb 10. Janessa Franklin had 11 rebounds. Chalmers had 3 assists and 3 steals. Andover Central was led by Reese Wilburn and Taylor Tabor, who each had 12 points. Kelsey Barswecki had 10 points, and Wilburn had 4 assists, Tabor 3 steals. The reason I mention that, because this is the same Andover Central team that knocked off Capon in the GWAL ABCT Classic. This is the same Southeast team that got boat raced by Derby. That's my correlation there. So for Southeast to pull off a win of this magnitude, I think that speaks volumes to what's going on out there Southeast and how they're trying to get that program on the right track. Winfield 33, Rose Hill 29. And those are all the scores from Friday, which will lead me to what were some of the championship matchups. And some of y'all know me. Y'all know on any given, and I keep saying I'm gonna make my rounds to some of these other games, and I will get all of February. And I know before I know it, the season will be over. Plus, I got private security class coming up later part of this month. Yes, I'm also a security officer in addition to my full-time job. Uh, but I will be making my rounds to some of the games here in the area. There's a couple of games at Derby I definitely want to go to, and I've made this known. Derby versus Campus and Derby versus Made South. I definitely want to see that game because that's definitely a big game I want to see. I want to see Heights versus Capon. Uh, got some connections there. Yeah, kinfolk, family. Yeah, but family and friends. So that's one of the games I also want to see as well too. So if I can get things worked out with my schedule and class schedule coming up later this month and work schedule, some of these games I will be venturing to and look forward to seeing some good games in the area. So there were no boys game on Saturday, so this is all girls games. So we start out with Andover Central knocking off Dodge City by the score of 38-27. Andover's Andover Central's Reese Wilburn, and that name has been popping up because the first two names that caught my attention was at ABCTL G-Wall Classic, and that was Taylor Tabor and Peyton Converse. But now I'm starting to see more Wilburn and Tabor. But Wilburn scored 14. Taylor Tabor had 6 steals and 4 assists. And Laney Tyner, Avery Unruh, and Kelsey Barswecki each had 5 rebounds. Dodge City's Addison Taylor scored 11 with 6 rebounds. Arc City 51, Mulvane 42, Augusta 58, El Dorado 28, Campus 29, Winfield 23. That's a game marked on my calendar. Campus versus Derby. That's a game marked on my calendar. Conway Springs 41, Wichita Collegiate 37. Like I said, I ran into the athletic director for Conway Springs yesterday while I was out there and told him I'd go ahead and give him a mention. I didn't quite get his name, but the fact is, I'm saying, Conway Springs, what's up? Glad to meet a representative of the school there. Conway Springs, Macy Hartman scored 14, and Delaney Jones had 10 in the win. Julia Herman scored 17 to lead Collegiate. Halstead 47, Haven 31. Mill Valley 44, Goddard 23. Emporia 39, Wichita Northwest 25. Arbery Navarrete scored 16, hitting 4 threes for Northwest. Hutchinson 54, McPherson 31. Capon 61, Gardner Edgerton 39. So Capon rebounded, got the victory. May South 52, Topeka Hayden 46. May South Hayden handed Hayden his first loss, winning El Dorado Tourney Championship. Look at that. May South has a knack for knocking off teams. Like I alluded to last year, they knocked off St. Thomas Aquinas, who was on riding a 7 straight championship winning streak. And now they hand Topeka Hayden their first loss. And I want to pose this out there. I have asked some past high school athletes. They're currently playing like at Butler County. Is there much of a drop off between 5A and 6A competition? Because I see it around here. Capon, which is in the City League or GWAL, 5A school, play against 6A competition, and they do a good job holding their own. I'm pretty sure some of these 5A teams can, maybe even some 4A teams, I don't know, but I don't think there's much of a talent gap between 5A and 6A. I think it's pretty well even played out, as we will find out later as we keep going through these scores. But once again, Capon 61, Gardner Edgerton 39. May South 52, Topeka Hayden 46. May South handed Hayden his first loss, winning the El Dorado Tourney Championship. Topeka 50, Wichita South 45. Topeka Seaman, which I understand they are a 5A school, 63. Derby 50. I'm just going to say it like this. You have to be a pretty darn good team to beat Derby like this. Because Derby is one of those teams, well coached, and they don't beat themselves. So for Topeka Seaman to get a 63-50 victory, and I'm not saying that some teams ain't going to make mistakes, but Derby just do not beat themselves like this. Topeka Seaman had to be a pretty darn good team to hand Derby a double-digit loss. But Topeka Seaman's Anna Becker scored 21 in the win. Soraya Graham scored 17, hitting 3 threes to lead Derby. Callie Rickards had 7 rebounds. She's another force to be reckoned with on that Derby team. Valley Center 55, Andell 39, Wichita Heights 62, Shawnee Mission South 46, as Samaya Ellis scored 25 points, hitting 4 3-pointers for Heights to get them back on the winning side. Wichita Southeast still rolling along, 45, Shawnee Mission East 38, Southeast Maria Marcy scored 13, and Alana Webb 10 in the win. Queen Chalmers had 7 steals too. So there you have everything up to date as far as high school basketball scores and recaps. And once again, courtesy of Bite Magazine and Joanna Chadwick. Like I said, when you see her at these games, y'all know who she is. Tell her thanks for the hard work. So I definitely want to say right now, Joanna Chadwick, thank you. Uh, got a chance to hear her spot on the radio with Bob and Jeff's show. And sadly, that show is coming to an end. They made the decision that next Friday would be their last day. And I even want to say thank you to Bob Lutz for helping me get my foot in the door, be a part-time on-air personnel. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still an employee of KFH. We just have to find out what's next. But that being said, you get to hear Joanna Chadwick on KFH on the Bob and Jeff Show one last time next Friday. There was already taking shots last week. When I say taking shots, they were taking shots at each other. Don't get emotional, don't get teary eyed. But yeah, if you see Bob Lutz around, y'all know he's with League 42. Just go by and tell him thanks for everything he's done from the time he was writing newspaper articles to having his radio show and being the founder of League 42, providing youngsters within this area and beyond outlet, a platform to play baseball. So make sure you tell Bob Lutz, thank you. That man has done a lot in radio and media, and he's still doing a lot. Even got the learning center over there, which I believe is a place set up where I believe those young kids, they can have tutors over there to help them with their schoolwork. So he is to be commended for his hard work along with his staff, like Larry Dennis, I know for a fact. So I don't know everybody, but I'm pretty sure he will get me those names. That way I can give them a shout out right here on my podcast as well, too. Now, before I get up out of here, because everybody is talking about it, it's the trade. That's right. Unless you were sleeping up under a rock. The Lakers and the Mavericks pulled off a trade last night around the midnight hour Central Time. I'm not going to say all this 1 o'clock or say 12 o'clock Eastern Time and 11, 10 o'clock Pacific. I'm just going to say the time zone I'm in, which is Central Time Zone. It was right between 11 and 12 o'clock Central Time Zone. So, first order of business here with this, LeBron James will stay with Lakers through trade deadline and play with Luka Doncic. LeBron James will not ask the Los Angeles Lakers to be moved ahead of the February 6th trade deadline, according to multiple reports on Sunday. The Lakers on Sunday finalized a blockbuster trade to send James' closest friend, Anthony Davis, to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for 25-year-old superstar Luka Doncic. James wasn't involved in the trade. Let me say that again. James wasn't involved in the trade. Right, that part. What? According to reports, which led many to believe that he might ask for a trade himself. Instead, James will get the opportunity to play with yet another superstar player with the hope of winning his 5th championship at the age of 40. Doncic led the Mavericks to the finals last season and has averaged 28.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, 7.8 assists, and 2 steals per game, which means maybe he has stepped up his defensive game in 22 games this season. The Lakers, 28-19, currently sit at the number 5 seed in the Western Conference, one game back at the number 4 seed, Denver Nuggets. So let's find out what the Lakers trading for Luka Doncic means for LeBron James. What all does this mean? Not even LeBron James saw this coming. And I'm surprised because LeBron has had his hands in a lot of who stays, who goes, where they go, how they get there, as long as they're not wearing that purple and gold. Amid news so startling that it shook the NBA world, leaving superstars around the league running to their social media to publicly question whether it was true. One of the most shocking takeaways was that it involved James, but was done without his knowledge. The Los Angeles Lakers are sending Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first round pick to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Luka Doncic, Max Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Utah Jazz are also involved in the 3-team deal, acquiring Jalen Hood, Shafino, and second round picks from the Lakers, their 2025 pick from the Clippers, and the Mavericks. James is apparently in the dark about this deal. In fact, according to ESPN, he was at dinner with his family following the Lakers' 128-112 win over New York Knicks on Saturday when he first heard the news. That in and of itself is stunning. Absolutely. When James does not have anything to do with it, it's definitely stunning. Since joining the Lakers in 2028, James has had his hand in seemingly everything within the organization. He recruited Davis, yep, whom he has played with for 6 seasons and won a championship alongside in 2020. He played a big role in the Lakers breaking up their title-winning squad to acquire Russell Westbrook in 2021. How did that work out? When that experiment failed, he made his discontentment crystal clear, publicly pushing Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka to make a move. Pelinka went on to deal Westbrook and acquire 6 new players ahead of the 2023 trade deadline en route to the team reaching the Western Conference Finals that season. Even heading into this season with James on the cusp of turning 40, he was still clearly in control. After Lakers coach Darvin Ham was fired following the Lakers being eliminated in the first round of the 2024 playoffs, the team hired JJ Redick, James's podcast partner on Mind the Game. James even orchestrated the first father-son duo in NBA history, encouraging the Lakers to acquire Bronny James with the 55th pick in the 2024 draft. So to make a move this big without James speaks volumes. It sure does. Because for a while I thought Jenny Buss was scared to do anything, even sneeze or just half sneeze or cough without Bron's permission. The Mavericks reportedly reached out to the Lakers about the deal, fed up with Doncic's deficits on the defensive end and his issues around being out of shape ahead of him being up for a supermax contract extension this summer. It was too good for the Lakers to pass up. So here's what they're getting. Anthony Davis, 25.7 points a game, 11.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists per game, 52.8 field goal percentage, 29.8 3-point field goal percentage, 78.8% free throw percentage, 21 plus minus, 30.6 usage rate. Luka, 28.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, 7.8 assists per game, 46.4 field goal percentage, 35.4 3-point field goal percentage, 76.7 free throw percentage, 168 plus minus, 33.0 usage rate. How could the Lakers turn down Doncic, who sets up 17-time champions for the post LeBron James era with a young superstar who could be the next face of the team? 25-year-old Doncic led the Mavericks to the finals last season and has been a perennial contender for MVP award. As for the Mavericks, their thinking was clear. While parting ways with one of the top young players in the league is a head scratching endeavor on the surface, Davis gives the Mavericks a defensive minded superstar who knows what it takes to be a champion. For the Lakers, this was an investment in their future. For the Mavericks, this was a win now move. But for James, it was something different. He's the face of the league, he's the leading scorer in NBA history, he's 4-time champion, 4-time MVP, depending on what corner of the barbershop you favor. He's either the greatest player of all time or second behind Michael Jordan. His power and reach is unparalleled, leading to him calling the shots wherever he has been for decades. For the Lakers to make this move without him shows they were willing to upset him. They were willing to break with a long-standing rule in the NBA: James is king. With this move, they showed that they're the ones in charge. Whether they should be chided for not showing the requisite respect or lauded for prioritizing their future is another question altogether. What I say, it's about time they show ownership of who their team is. Let them know we run this. That's why come LeBron didn't stay in Miami because Pat Riley let it be known. The coach runs the team. I manage the team. You play for the team. So it's about time the Lakers stand up and do what they had to do. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. I want to know what you think. Did the Lakers do the right thing? Who got the better end of this deal? Lakers or the Mavericks? Until the next time, take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll probably be back this week because we have the Air Capital Shootout with some elite high school teams, including Sunrise Christian Academy coming up next weekend. I will have information on that on my good buddy Scott Stiles. So be blessed, be a blessing, stay cool, stay smooth, stay safe. I'm out.